Oh, wow, he does 4-bet, and he 4-bet shoves. How are you supposed to make optimal decisions when you look to your right and have to stare into these comedy stacks?
King high flop, and that is Steve O'Dwyer, big time. Outflops the tens.
I think just betting top pair here is pretty conventional. There's a chance that some of our smaller King X doesn't mind checking here on occasion. Just for balance, you want to have some checks with your top pairs, but it is under the gun versus big blind, which is quite a specific dynamic, and I think the bet is going to be much more frequent. As a range, I should say. Tens, what are you going to do? You got to stick around at least.
I thought he was going to get the immediate fold from tens, but nope. The standard play is to see at least one more card, and that card is favorable to tens.
Steve O'Dwyer turns 2 pair. This is pretty much the go, go, go card, in my opinion. Suddenly, we're getting value from King X, as well as 8X, as well as clubs, as well as straight draws.
2 pair now, second pair.
That's right, as well as some combinations. Sometimes people will end up in the big blind here with hands like 6-9 of clubs.
And Steve just says, I bet this many.
Kaboom, that's 100K into a pot of 85.
This is just rude, I think.
Steve O'Dwyer, very polite man.
Just rude.
But incredibly rude on the tables.
He just says, oh, here.
Bilyk is wearing a Christmas-themed hoodie. Not hoodie, sweatshirt.
Bilyk, will he bite at it? Bilyk getting bilked.
Oh my goodness. I really feel for Bilyk though here. He's gonna have the best hand plenty, and this is the size that Steve would use as a bluff.
God,
for sure.
Steve's so good.
He is just so crazy good, and it's incredible to watch.
River's a 9, it's a club. Does that frighten Steve O'Dwyer at all?
Well, this is possibly a danger zone spot for Steve O'Dwyer. He managed to get a lot from this pot already. Does he want to blast off into the clubs potentially, or does he want to try and go for more value? Would my opponent really call 100K on the turn with clubs, get there in what might be a very obvious fashion, and then just check? Is there information to be had from that? Does Steve O'Dwyer work it out? I would argue after you've called 100K, you'd be so scared that your opponent was unwilling to continue barreling that you'd feel like you had to make the move yourself. You'd have to lead into the player showing strength on flop and turn.
Steve does in fact fear clubs, but will rake this pot regardless.
Very nice.
Oh.
You put that down, McLaughlin.
This is cheeky. Opens the button with 10-7 off. Ace-6 of diamonds for Bilyk.
You don't even have a first name. It just says McLaughlin.
And Steve O'Dwyer in the big blind. Does not look like he's folding. McLaughlin is raised, by the way. Bilyk appears to have flattered. O'Dwyer considering his move.
What's this one for?
Chip leader on chip leader here. If he squeezes, and he does.
Yeah, O'Dwyer is going to squeeze here from the big blind.
You suffer, you suffer.
What's he raising with is the question.
Sorry, it's been nosy.
Graph X! Ace-Jack.
Right, yeah, true. I see your point.
And this is why you don't raise the button into the 2 chip leaders.
I mean, you could 4-bet 10-7 here.
Not a lot of room. I don't think O'Dwyer's folding. 20 big blinds effective. Already will have put in 7.5.
Just to be clear, Griffin, I'm not saying you should. I'm saying you could.
That'd be pretty hilarious. Yeah, right, buddy. Come on. Come on, change. Oh, there's still 10-7.
Okay. The hand funeral is complete. The 10-7 has gone in the bin. And now Bilyk, who flatted the open with ace-6, has to decide what to do. Different situation. Bilyk, the table chip leader. He could potentially 4-bet here.
It's really difficult to represent a strong hand here, having flat the small blind to a 2.6 button open.
Oh, wow, he does 4-bet, and he 4-bet shoves. Steve does not like it.
How much? Sorry, just this. Make sure this is a 20. Button open.
Tidy little stat.
How are you supposed to make optimal decisions when you look to your right and have to stare into these comedy specs?
That's... Oh my God, he's really doing this as like a bit. This is fantastic. This is fantastic.
That's fine. It's fine. This is 5, 6, 7.
Oh my God, this is hysterical.
735.
With the sweater and everything.
727.
Okay, so let's try, James. Let's try to analyze this hand strategically for a second. Okay, what is exactly happening here, right? Because this is like an over. I can't do it. I can't work in these conditions. I mean, this is amazing. This is the Irish Open.
Oh, it's amazing.
Just staring down a guy with tens of millions of dollars in cashes. I dare you to call this. So this is the inherent problem for O'Dwyer, is that I think that he doesn't really expect this to just be ace-king or ace-queen or kings or aces or queens. Like, he expects this to be maybe something like what it is, or maybe something like a king-queen suited, or it's just ace-6 suited makes a lot of sense. A hand of this nature, which you're dominating, but I don't think O'Dwyer can find the call because he just has such an edge over the field, and he knows it. It's not worth flipping in this spot.
I really don't believe you. I don't have a very good hand, but
You're right not to believe him. I mean, Steve's instincts are on point here.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't like letting anyone have one on him, you know.
But you can't make optimal decisions when someone's staring at you with the comedy specs on. Oh my God, indeed.
sorry.
I mean, if he makes this call, we just bow to Steve O'Dwyer, right?
I mean, this guy, between the call with the sixes and this play now, this guy really doesn't.
His dedication to the bit, by the way, should also be saluted.
Oh my God, it's the best part. It's throwing off even the most unshakable in Steve O'Dwyer. I mean, it would be so outrageous if he called here. We'd be playing for 1.5 million chip pot, the average 375.
I know.
Like, this gets O'Dwyer into the final 50, like 99 times out of 100, I think.
You want some help?
All right, I'm folding.
I bluff Steve O'Dwyer. Woo!
And the celebration.
God damn it. Nice hand.
Thank you.
This is a hand that we're going to see much of in the coming years, I think. Like that, the edit, like the camera, just the camera going on him, and suddenly he's just like in it, like a Mike Myers character, like just like.
I think it was my imagination, but it seemed like he was getting closer and closer and closer to Steve's face.
It did, and now he just gets kings. Can you imagine if O'Dwyer gets a big hand here?
Oh my word, don't. Queen Jack probably not big enough.
Yeah, he'll probably just flat this. It's not, especially when you're against a guy that is clearly, you know, got a bit of a screw loose. Queen Jack off's going to play ahead of this button open range, but it doesn't play that nice as a 3-bet when your opponent calls. So I would expect him to just flat here. Oh, but he's going for the 3-bet. Jeez.
Do it again. Do it again.
Oh, no, he'll do it again, but he's just going to click it because his hand's too strong.
No, it'd be better if he just went all in and did the glasses thing again. Oh, I'm loving this dynamic. I love the fact we get 2 hands in a row between these two.
Well, the meta is so interesting because I said the Queen Jack is not a lovely 3-bet, but it's also just like, it can be quite standard in this spot. You just 3-bet, take it down a lot. When you flat, your hand is a bit face up as this kind of hand. And just with the meta, you would expect maybe him to let him have this one. You know, if he's opening the button with ace 7 off, just let him have it. He is doing it again!
This one's easy. I was bluffing.
No bluff? No bluff.
Not a bluff.
Kings.
So sick, because I was gonna, if he jammed, I was gonna snap fold to him. And then you jammed, and I was like, wait, this doesn't make sense. I gotta think about it. And then I fucking fold.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
No bluff.
Small pairs.
No, tomorrow is not the last day. Tomorrow is Sunday. This concludes on Monday, Easter Monday. I know it's different in different parts of the world. Oh, talking of ace 7 offsuit, Bilyk's got the spraggy in the small blind. Easter Monday in some parts of the world, I understand, is not a public holiday. In Europe, in most European countries, it is a holiday. So it's a long weekend for us in Europe. You get Friday through Monday off work. Not us, because we have to work the Easter weekend, but that's by the by.
So O'Dwyer going with a raising strategy following the Bilyk limp with the big little, which can be a popular sort of ISO hand, not want to let anyone in there with the 10-7 off and the like. Ace 7, of course, though, will be continued from Bilyk, hopefully in the form of an all-in.
Hit 5, fold, 48.
More?
48.
40. So like that?
Bilyk has called. This hand is going to the streets.
I check.
And that was a check in the dark from Bilyk.
Hit 5, check.
And the glasses and the stare continue.
Kopech observing, this hand will be personal. Do you think Steve O'Dwyer has ever taken anything personally in his entire poker career?
Hit 6, raise, 54. 54, 5, 4.
And quite a tricky spot for Bilyk. You have the ace of clubs, but you would have loved to have seen a smaller bet on this flop. It's the kind of board that does sort of hit both players' perceived ranges based on action pre-flop. You know, Bilyk being prepared to limp call a 4x, I think is going to have a lot of Broadway type hands. O'Dwyer, of course, very on base against his perceived strong holdings when he ISOs on something like Jack 10 deuce, or at the very least, you know, something like an ace queen, ace king. That is going to be a very interesting card. Because if O'Dwyer, you know, thinks he could be up against something, you know, part of the range, including something like a 10-9 suited or a Jack-9 suited, these hands are really going to feel pressurized by a large bet on the turn. The king can also technically improve Bilyk, something like a queen-9, certainly the king-jacks and king-10s. Let's say something like a king-9 of spades would have played this pre-flop as a limp call. Yeah, and O'Dwyer understanding that card, you know, it's going to be hard. Seeing what Bilyk is capable of, that's the thing, right? You got to talk to yourself and be like, hey, what kind of devil am I dealing with here? And this is a guy that'll just put in 700K with ace 6 suited and then put on some goofy glasses as a bit. I don't think he's someone that's even going to fold 10-9, let alone Jack 9 or any of these other hands. happens to kind of be at the bottom of his range with ace-7, which I think would have forced a fold from the with a bet on the turn, but you know, that's just a portion of his range. And man, I would love to see Steve just give up here and Bilyk show this down. Oh, what's it gonna be, Steve? What are you gonna rep here? Gives up, waves the white flag, aggressor first, ace-7. Oh!
Bilyk gets the better of O'Dwyer once again and has just
Steve, he's wearing it.
moved over the million mark. Bilyk with more than double average, close to 90 big blinds. 1,060,000 chips. So Bilyk's open with aces. Steve O'Dwyer is flattered with 6s. The comedy specs are going on, and we're going to the flop.
This is exactly how this level needs to end. This session needs to end. And a juicy flop.
Oh, Steve's open-ended.
Sit 5 check.
Likely see some protection here from Steve, expecting 6s to be good. Gonna get called by worse sometimes, something like an ace-king with a king of clubs, stuff like that. So no need to bet very big, because if you do get check raise, you want to make sure you can call. I imagine Bilyk's intention is to play this as a check call, but he might just go all in too.
Sit 5 fold. What?
King on the turn. Bilyk,
Sit 5 check.
sizable favorite now. Checks a second time.
Sit 6 check.
And it's now a set of aces for Bilyk as Barry Greenstein makes another appearance.
Yeah, and O'Dwyer hates that run out, obviously, for the reasons we mentioned. The kind of ace-king with a club type hands that'll check call the flop. Ace-queens, ace-jacks. They've all got there.
250,000. 250.
And let's just 2.5x. 2x value value bet this.
Yeah, so what
2x
was,
spot.
the pot was what, 118, and he's made it $250,000?
And this obviously super polarizes things. You know, Steve knows how bad that ace-king runout is for his perceived range. Not a lot of, you know, ace-queens that bet the flop when checked to after just flatting pre, you know? So this could be something like a jack-9 of clubs, queen-jack of clubs, jack-10 of clubs. So that's where the little spot of consideration, I think, comes for Steve. But, yeah, you're not calling that.
Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe for more awesome poker content. And check out this video. The YouTube algorithm seems confident you will like it.